Guys that slept with other guys' girlfriends, do you feel bad afterwards? Why or why not? I did it twice not knowing they had BFS. Yes, I felt bad afterwards and I totally cut contact when I found out. Same for me, but I didn't feel bad as in guilty. I felt bad in that I felt used. All moral badness goes on to those women who cheated on their SOs. I take no blame for their decisions. Yeah, this kind of thing scared the crap out of me. I knew a girl who was a notorious cheater and I was the one she used to cheat on her husband with. You knew she was a notorious cheater but didn't question anything when she came for your yum-yums? Same here. Found out one of them was married and tried to track down her husband and inform him but wasn't able to as this was a hookup and I could not find her name anywhere. I am pretty sure she used a fake last name. Her first name was so common a fake wouldn't even be needed, but I wouldn't be surprised if that too was fake. The other turned out to be in an open relationship. When I spoke to her BF, he knew all about it and asked me straight up, "How was it? She's good, isn't she?" I still would have liked to know that fact beforehand, but that wasn't nearly as bad. In my case, I did know she had a BF, however it was consensual. She approached me and told me she wanted to F me. They had an arrangement and I did sleep with the girl while her BF was watching, so I don't feel bad because I did something to fulfill that couple fetishes. 3 out of 10, I didn't like it, it's just not my thing. Would not recommend. It all came to a head when she told me she wanted to leave him to be with me and I said no. She asked why not. I said I couldn't trust her as a girlfriend. She asked why. I said, "You've literally spent the last 2 months cheating on your boyfriend. With me, why else do you think? Once you've cheated, you can never again say, 'I would never.'" I've had trusted friends who I've entirely lost confidence in because they were cheaters. It's hard to trust someone when you've seen them repeatedly screw over someone that they claim to love. Years ago I worked with a dude who was around 30. He ended up getting with this new girl and told us all how she cheated and left her boyfriend for him. I asked him if he felt like she'd remain faithful to him, and based on his reaction, I could tell he literally didn't even consider the possibility. I'll never forget his face when he said, "No way, dude. That guy's just lame and I'm effing awesome. Lol." They got married, had 2 boys, and she ended up cheating on him. Exactly, my best friend was in that same situation and decided to start a relationship with her. 2 years later she's banging some dude she works with behind my buddy's back. Who could have seen that coming? The lesson is that if she's cheating with you, she'll cheat on you. When I was in college, a married woman tried to hide her marriage to a deployed Marine. As soon as I found out, I bounced. I never condone cheating. My girlfriend's husband fights for our rights every day. Jody, is that you? A married coworker tried it with me. I'm like, that's how dudes get shot. No thank you. I had the opposite experience. I had a hot neighbor that was married to someone on a domestic NG deployment for the army. She came over one day and while we were talking, her husband called. He was a real piece of crap. 2 minutes into the phone call, I could hear him through the phone as he yelled at her for being a whore, a slut, ugly, stupid. You name it, he probably said it. He was an abusive prick, all around, and a bit unstable. At that point, I figured if the opportunity arose, I should not say no. It came and so did I. Apparently, he had been tracking her messages and figured it out when she sent me some nudes the next day. He came home on weekend leave, tried to fight me, ripped the windshield wipers off my car, then tried to beat his wife that night. Her mother was staying with her and came over asking me to keep the daughter occupied while she tried to talk the husband down, outside. We had a quickie while that happened. At the end of the night, the husband apologized to me because he's not like that, and that he's just drunk and being stupid. She got a restraining order against him the following Monday. One of the wildest rides and some of the craziest sexual experiences I've ever had. A buddy's wife tried to get with me once. I told her she had 90 seconds to call her husband, my best friend from high school, put the call on speaker, and explain to the 2 of us why she was a complete piece of shit, or I'd call him myself. They divorced the next month. That's the proper reaction. Never do your boys dirty. This reminded me of a story from college. I'm visiting my bud at another school at a house party he and his roommates are hosting. His GF gets super drunk and starts hitting on me with him out of earshot. I always wondered what her exit plan was. Like, we're at his house, how are you expecting to pull this off? I told him the next day, probably should have right then but didn't want to cause a scene at the party. My friend's wife that was a serial cheater proposed a threesome while out camping. I shot my wife and her down. Another friend ended up fooling around with her. He recently passed tragically from a heart attack. I hope that piece of shit came clean before he died. I would be really concerned that your wife was okay with her friend cheating on her husband with you guys. Ex-wife, I should have said. We divorced after she cheated on me, lol. Similar situation happened to me. My buddy's girlfriend led me and my GF to a closet at a house party to talk, immediately tried to start a threesome with us once we were in there. She was really attractive, but me and my GF shared a look and we both knew we couldn't do that to our buddy. And you proceeded to just go in? Ha ha, what did you expect? She would start asking about how to do her taxes? Did she call him? Or did you have to do it? She didn't have a choice. She knew that if she called him she would at least be able to pull the rape card, which is what she did. She started crying, begging for help, saying that I had assaulted her. But their house had cameras everywhere except the bedrooms, which is why I had the call in the kitchen, so she was caught in HD entering the kitchen and cussing me out, saying that, "You must be AF got if you don't want this." This being her, then putting on the tears. The video is what made the divorce process so quick and clean. She would at least be able to pull the rape card. My biggest middle finger goes to her. I f***ing hate women who do this. It ruins other people's lives, insults actual victims, and is one reason why men are never believed when they're assaulted. I lost a mate this way. We were really close friends and he was going through a rough time with his then girlfriend. She decided to get back at him by writing some bull crap in her journal about her and I hooking up, and then conveniently left it out so he would see it. It was 100% untrue. Friend confronted me on it and I told him it was untrue, but he didn't believe me. We stopped talking after that. He eventually reached out to me about 6 months later after she admitted to him that she had made it all up. The damage was done and we never were the same again. I lost a good friend in a similar way. I wasn't 100% positive, but I was pretty damn sure something was going on with his GF and another mutual friend of ours. I confront the mutual friend first, but he denied any wrongdoing, so I told my friend about my suspicions. About 45 minutes later he called me back and cussed me out for making crap up and causing drama. The whole thing completely blew up in my face. 3 months later he caught her cheating with someone else. Never apologized to me though. We still don't talk.